Hi, welcome back to the Video Harmony Piece. I want to talk about guys being alone. I think it's very important. I feel that we've been taught to survive and not express our emotions, which is something to the point where it doesn't help because all that happens, it gets suppressed and nothing never changes. Which, again, I've been down that road where I've done that and not express and not spoke up or not talked about my feelings, and I've just kept quiet in silence, and it doesn't change, doesn't help. What happens is you're not yourself. You're not really being the way you want to be because you've been conditioned from an early age, from your caregivers, from your upbringing, and it gets bad because who are you then? Because are you being something what you've been taught? Because you've been taught to keep quiet and not express how you feel. And then when you want to speak up, you feel, I don't want to say anything, but just in case someone's going to, say something, I'm going to feel ashamed because that's what you've been taught. But no, the way I see things is that you need to express, you need to talk, you need to be your authentic self, the way you want to be in your own life. And that takes time because it's not like it's going to happen overnight. But the main thing is you make that conscious effort. And this could look different to you, look different to me, but the main thing is you make sure that you make time for yourself. And I said before, like when guys, we don't talk, we don't express, we mask things and we pretend things are okay, but deep down in our nervous system, we're fighting a constant battle with our emotions and our thoughts and feelings. Because whatever happened last week or last month or last year, it's like a constant loop in your brain, the loop system. What happens is any thought what's in the front of your head, it spirals and it repeats back and forward. And it's the reason why, before you go to bed, you got something in your mind and the same thought you're thinking last night will pop up in your head in the morning. Well, just think about that 10 times over when the guy's sitting there with their feelings and their thoughts and they think they can't move forward, they can't change, nothing's happening right, I'm not good enough. It's because of, again, younger, your environment. And I feel that these things can change. But if you do struggle with this, it's just that at least you can kind of, speak to friends, family member, whoever that looks to you, that you feel safe and you feel comfortable knowing that you can make that change. But take your time. Don't try to overload the brain where you feel, I need to do this, I need to do that. This ain't happening in my life, I want to do this. And what happens after time? Self-sabotage, because you've started this and you think, I can't do it. Not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. Now, you do one thing at a time. Over time, takes time, repetition. And over that repetition, you'll start to change the way you see things, the way the brain's been wired, because our brain's been wired to the point where that's right, and now that's right, and I'll keep doing it. And it could be wrong because you start to please other people. But I feel like, again, I know when I was younger, I couldn't express my feelings to my dad. I was being taught, you need to be quiet. You need to keep your mouth quiet, go to your room, I'm your dad. Well, how does a connection happen then? Like to connect and to express your feelings, because then that means then you're living from the program what your dad's been taught you. And listen, God rest his soul, love my dad. He's not with me. But at the same time, as you get older, that starts to change because you feel that whether your dad was being taught that was from his dad, but also you can learn different and you can change that. All to change that is the fact is look at your beliefs and your values and what you believe for you and what your core and where you see yourself. But in order to express, say it in a nice, polite way, but also listen to others, because you can have friends who can help you to the point where you might not see what's in front of you because we're a mirror. What your friends could see something in yourself that you don't see. But once you start to understand that, you can change that. And it could completely different outlook when that actually happens. Because guys, I always feel that if you get to that point, speak to your friend, speak to someone close that you can actually offload and talk, then bottle things inside. Because I see that happening. You bottle it up, you overperform at work, but you've not really acknowledged what's going on. Because when you mask it, you'll mask at work. Hi, good morning, Darren, Richard, I'm okay. Family, oh, I had a good day. Oh, mom, dad. The moment you walk out of work and you go home and you go to bed, that mask drops. That's the mask where all your problems come out. How are you feeling? Your stresses, the whole lot. And nobody sees all that. And this is why I feel that you check in with yourself much as you can, that you don't get to that point. And if you do get to that point, at least you can write it down, journal about it, but at least you reach out and speak to someone straight away and offload to them on the phone. For me, it's different. I journal, I do yoga, I meditate, breath work, and the retreats when I get a chance. It's completely different. And whatever works for me might work different for you. But I respect everyone out there. It'll look different in different ways. But as long as you know that you're making that effort for you and you go in the right direction as well, which is very important. The direction where you want to go, how you're feeling, and what that sees for yourself as well. Because I believe change can happen in all of us, but you got to be willing to go within yourself and come out. And then the pain might feel on your heart and you think, I can't do this. But as long as you know for a fact you've got the right people, the tools, and your safe space. When I say right people, like I said before, family, friends, and anyone else out there that you know you can speak to, the tools, all your hobbies, all your likes, the things that you enjoy, makes you alive as well. And that's important. And take pride in yourself as well, meaning that if you need support, clothes, outfits, self-care, getting your nails done, your hair done, that all is good as well. The journaling, like I said, and that is one of my biggest tools. I said in all of my other videos, journal is so powerful. Write the things what you want to write down. Journal the things what you want to talk about. Some things annoyed you, you got angry with, you want to let out your system. Because what happens there, you've got it out your head and you put it on paper. Give yourself 15 minutes. Write for 15 minutes. Talk about every crap what's happened, every rubbish what's happened, dump it on paper. Once you dump it on paper, close the book, time's up, and say to yourself, I've dumped everything on my mind up. Whatever I can't resolve, I'll resolve the next day. In that moment, you've managed to switch your brain off and you settle to bed. And this is another reason why is that sometimes, when people say, I'm struggling to go to sleep because of this is bugging me, that's bugging me, I can't get it off my chest. And I think it's important to do that as well. Very important. Because I know for a fact, when I've journaled, I've dumped everything down. What I want to say, what I want to get off my chest, everything. And even I've gone for a run, gone for a jog, natural air. When you go out for a walk, the air, outside, the sun, the nature, amazing. Again, go to the park, go for a little walk, not for a run, take your socks off, be grounded. It does make you feel grounded in yourself as well, which is really good. It regulates yourself and your nervous system, you feel calm. And you start to gather your thoughts as well. You gather your thoughts, your feelings, where your head is at, where you're feeling, what you need to know. You keep going. And even when you're at work, going to work, doing your job, but balance things out. Don't overperform because you want to hide from your emotions. Or you're hiding for this because you're working extra hours. Make sure you make time for yourself when you finish work. Reading's good as well. Podcast is good as well. And also knowing that when you've gone for these books and all these podcasts, they have a more of a deeper side of things, of knowing that you don't need to be alone in the world that we live in, because the world that we live in, especially Mental Health Week, which, you know, it makes you realize how this week's been for people. I mean, this is people across the board where we should really reach out, connect to each other, reach out and speak to each other, reach out to the point that we need to look after each other, because I think it's important to do that, to kind of connect the community and the people where there is struggles out there for them and they need help. We all need help in so many ways. And I've said this even earlier on, I've talked to one, I want to help my community, you know, the people that who are struggling on the streets, the people that who need that extra support out there, that they're going through depression, they're going through no job, struggles with their family, struggles with everything, that, you know, they feel that their world is crumbling by. And it's not nice. It is not nice, because I know for a fact I've been down that road where I struggled and I wasn't happy myself. But, you know, I feel it's important to know that guys can express and really connect to each other. Doesn't matter if you have to hook each other. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because, you know, the thing is, I'd rather see that in people, that, you know what, we can connect to each other and we are okay and we got each other's back. You know, regular check-ins and having a coffee with each other. It doesn't cost much to do all these things, and to really ringing and talking is important. The texting, you can do that occasionally, but I think calling is so meaningful, and it's got that meaning, that really deep connection. So again, very important. Don't be alone. Don't stay alone. Connect, reach out to each other, and look after each other. Thank you again to listen to this video. See you again soon. Bye.